Hello everybody and welcome to week 2 of 2020 pre-season testing for Formula 1. We're all set to go at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. Good evening everybody, welcome to your report for day 1. Technically it's day 4, but it all gets a little bit confusing. It's week 2 of pre-season testing and it is day 1. 2 sessions, 4 hours, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, but it was only one driver who managed to top both sessions. Robert Kubica set the fastest time in the morning session and was able to keep that time all throughout the day. Strong form for the Alfa Romeo. Trouble though at Ferrari. A spin in the morning session for Sebastian Vettel put him off guard. Esteban Ocon was kept in the garage for 2.5 hours in the afternoon session. Max Verstappen and Danny Kvyat coming to a stop in the Alfa Tauri and the Red Bull. Honda at the end of the session bringing an early end to the day. Now you may notice that it's just me here at the moment. That's because Megan is not with us until day 3 and Ian Birch, our pit reporter, Dad, is currently just had the radioactive, so he can't be anywhere near the equipment. So we'll have him back hopefully tomorrow as well. But it was an exciting, if not relaxed, first day back after a few days holiday. Let's see what happened in the morning session. So in the morning session then of the first day of week 2 of pre-season testing, Robert Kubica topped the timesheets of 1:16.942. He was one of the fastest ones ahead, 6/10 ahead of Pierre Gasly in the Alfa Tauri. Sebastian Vettel completed more than 80 laps, but spinning halfway through brought out a red flag as well. The fastest lap for Robert Kubica in the Alfa Romeo, 40 minutes remaining before the lunch break. He's at that time on the softest tyre, the C5 compound. 53 laps he managed in the morning session as well. He gave over to Kimi Raikkonen in the afternoon session. Pierre Gasly as well. Second place, C4 tyre for him. The Honda Power cars managed to complete more than 30 laps, but it was a difficult morning session for Alfa Tauri and Red Bull Honda as well. They were in the garage for a lot longer than we were expecting as well. Lance Stroll round out the top 5 in the morning session, 2/10 behind Lewis Hamilton, who was 4th overall as well. Red flag, though, was brought out for gravel on the track by Sebastian Vettel, who spun at turn 9, similar to what happened to the Haas last week with Kevin Magnussen. Just lost the rear mid-corner, went across the gravel. He kept him out of the session as well before the end of the summer break. Williams, though, were the big surprise in the morning session. It looks like they are going to be back up into the midfield to where we hope they're going to be. But definitely, Robert Kubica, the test driver, topping the pre-season testing day 1 morning session. Let's take a look at the full times now. So day 1 of test 2, and it was Robert Kubica who was fastest in the morning session on a 1:16.942. Pierre Gasly was second at 1:17.540. Alexander Albon in third at 1:17.550. Then we got Lewis Hamilton in fourth on a 1:17.562. Lance Stroll in 5th place on a 1:17.787. Sebastian Vettel in 6th on 1:18.113. Danny Ricciardo is 7th on a 1:18.214. Carlos Sainz 8th on 1:18.221. Nicholas Latifi 9th on 1:18.3. And Romain Grosjean rounding out the top 10 on 1:18.670. Right, before we have a look at the afternoon session, let's have a little bit of a break from the norm, considering we've got no pundits to do. Let's have a quick look around the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya in last year's Mercedes W11. So let's take a look then around this 4.655 kilometre circuit. A lap record of a 1:18.441 set last year by Danny Ricciardo. Open up the DRS, pull late gear and start the lap down the hill to a long turn, one of the longest runs down to the first corner of the season. Brake hard down 4th gear, tight right, tight left, full opposite lock, and then a long sweep of turn 3 to complete the first sector. Rise up to 5th gear, pull 6th, 7th, 8th, brake, cross the first sector time, all the way down, 3rd gear, ride uphill now before the short drop downhill towards turn 5, heavy braking down to 2nd gear, hug the apex hard, drift the car wide on the AstroTurf and run downhill into turn 7 and 8 chicane, almost drop down 4th gear, clip the apex and rise uphill once more. The fast turn 9, 6th gear, lift a little, let the car rolling on the half banking and now open up the DRS and go hard all the way down towards the heavy brake of turn 10 into the MotoGP section that Formula 1 uses as well. 2nd gear, get this part of the course wrong, the car want to flick out like that, you've got to save it. It's a constant challenge. Uphill, wants to push you out wide, let it. Use the excess camber to drag you into turn 13 and then the chicane of 14 and 15. Ride the curbs, just clip, and then across around the final corner, turn 16, open up the DRS, go to the line, and that is a lap of the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. Right, let's get on to the afternoon session then of the week 2, day 1, and again, Robbie Kubica managed to keep his time despite not actually running in the afternoon session. But Verstappen spinning out of the day as well. That was pretty much a nightmare situation with just 5 minutes to go. He came into turn number 10, the tight little hairpin at the bottom half of sector 3, lost control of the car and stalled the engine. It went into anti-stall and it cut out. Before that, the car wasn't sounding too healthy either. But at the same time, the sister team, the Alfa Touray, with Danny Kvyat at the wheel, also stopped at the top of the hill at turn 9. We think that is just a tactical run out of fuel situation because he parked off track. That would, of course, do red flag normally, but with Verstappen, he was pretty much in the firing line down at turn 10 if anyone locked up, so the red flag had to be called. It called the day early with 5 minutes to go. Kubica's time for the morning stood, as I said, a 1:16.942. He was on the C5 tyre compound as well. Max Verstappen managed to go into second place at 1:17.347. Perez, Kvyat, Gasly topped the top 5. But if we look what the two Mercedes are, Lewis Hamilton ended up 7th, but Valtteri Bottas only managed 9th in the afternoon session. The two Ferraris, well, Vettel was down in 10th place, but if we look down as well, it was a terrible day for Ferrari with Vettel. Kept in the garage for quite a long time. He completed only 84 laps compared to day 3 in week 1 test where he completed 100 laps. So very much lost time out on the track. The biggest one though was definitely for Renault, and Esteban Ocon kept out for an hour and a half in the first half of the afternoon session. He only completed 74 laps in the end. That is more than Kimi Raikkonen managed in that afternoon session, but still not great that they lost that amount of track time. They won't be able to get it back if anything goes wrong in the next few days. The same can be going for the other teams as well. 89 laps in the morning for Lewis Hamilton. Bottas managed more than 90 in the afternoon. It's getting quite difficult now to pick out the midfield teams as to who's got the best car, because McLaren and Williams seems to be in a very competitive front, which is great to see Williams back at the front as well. But it's definitely right now coming out as Mercedes v Red Bull, with Ferrari very much on the back foot. The only thing that we could have said with Ferrari is that they used the power unit that did fail on Sebastian Vettel last week in the afternoon session, so that engine seems to be okay, but still not positive that it broke so early on. But news is breaking all around this test. Only days 2 and 3 of this second test can tell us more, as we can get a full picture going into Melbourne. Let's take a look then at the full results from day 2. So Robert Kubica's time for the morning stood all throughout day 1 of test 2 of pre-season testing, a 1:16.942. Max Verstappen was second fastest at 1:17.347, but stopped down the track, causing an early stop to the day. Sergio Perez was third at 1:17.428. Danny Kvyat also stopped down at turn 9 within 4 minutes to go. He too, with Verstappen, brought an end to the day, but he managed 4th on a 1:17.456. Pierre Gasly's 5th at 1:17.540. Then we get a 1:17.550 for Alexander Albon in 6th place. Lewis Hamilton 7th on a 1:17.562. Lance Stroll 8th at 1:17.787. Valtteri Bottas 9th at 1:18.1, and Sebastian Vettel rounding out the top 10 at 1:18.113. Daniel Ricciardo is 11th at 1:18.214, Carlos Sainz 12th at 1:18.221, Charles Leclerc 13th at 1:18.244, Nicholas Latifi 14th at 1:18.3, George Russell is 15th at 1:18.535, Romain Grosjean 16th at 1:18.670, 17th Fernando Norris at 1:18.826, Kimi Raikkonen is 18th at 1:19.515, and Esteban Ocon rounds out the grid 19th overall at 1:21.542, but lost 2.5 hours of running today and only got in a couple of laps. So, loads of action then on the opening day of pre-season testing for week 2. Tomorrow, days 2 and 3 at the same time, 9:30 for our report, and hopefully I'll be joined by somebody to talk to going forward. But still, it was a surprising day for Alfa Romeo. Robert Kubica tops the timesheets, but he was on the fastest tyre. But now we're going to see the teams really start to push their cars. And hopefully we'll find out who is hot and who's not going into Australia. But right now, the Robert Kubica fans that are all along the start-finish straight have a reason to cheer Robert Kubica. He's top on day 1 of week 2. It was all here. Bye for now.